Hey guys, welcome back to another video. As you can see, this is not an ASMR video because I'm just going to talk. I found out some really cool stuff about my life and I figured might as well share it. So, I kind of had an absent father. He was only around when he wanted to be. If it benefited him in some way, shape, or form, he was pretty much absent. So his dad kind of stepped in and took care of me and was the best grandpa a person could ask for. I have him tattooed over my heart. It says Grampy because I always called him Grampy or Gramps with his birth year and his death year. And then it says your wings were ready, but my heart was not. This tattoo was originally a black and white tattoo. But as you can see, I added color to it. I made this green and then I put like color in the birds because I didn't want it to be a dark, like depressing looking tattoo. Like I wanted it to celebrate his life. So I found out a couple months ago that my grandfather is not biologically my grandfather. But he will always be my grandfather, because I feel like blood does not define family. And at that point in life, nobody knew anything. That's just how small the world is. So, it was either last year or the year before, but I think it was last year. Yeah, because it was when I moved back home. My mom had each one of us kids do an Ancestry DNA test. My dad took one. We're trying to see if we can get my aunt to take one. But she was joking with my dad and basically told my dad, like, I want to, test your DNA to see if you have Indian in you because you believe that you have Indian in you and none of the children do, which he does not have Indian in him. So with that being said, all the DNA tests were ran and I don't know if you know or understand the concept of the Ancestry DNA, but basically you send in your kits and everything, and it's basically your results and everything are uploaded on your profile, and you choose what and if you share your information. So I was joking with my mom because, it comes back and it tells you, if you're a match to your parents and this and that. And I'm a match to both my parents, and I was like, damn. It's like all these years I thought maybe I got switched at birth or was adopted and I'm from some rich family or something. I don't know. But I thought it was funny. She's like, nope. She's like, DNA doesn't lie. You're our kid. And I'm like, damn. And so they, tested my dad and sent the results in and they were uploaded and everything. And he's not connected to the family tree that is associated with my grandfather. So my mom's like digging deeper and finds out that basically that they're trying to test my grandpa or my uncle, my grandpa's brother. He's be my great uncle, but they're trying to get him to test because he's one of the only siblings still alive. I think my grandpa has maybe 4 siblings still alive. I think that's his only brother that's still alive. I think the sisters are still alive, but we're not really in contact with them. Like I have a few of them on Facebook, but I don't really talk to them. I don't know them. So they're trying to see if my mom pays for it, if he would be willing to take a DNA test. I mean, it's going to prove, because my grandpa's not alive anymore, so we can't biologically just suck out DNA. So his brother, or one of his sisters would be the next closest thing. And so we're on that scale trying to do that. Well, my mom got into, going down the family trees, and my father is connected to another family tree through DNA and everything. And turns out that the man that my father believed was his biological father was not, which kind of breaks my heart because that means my grandpa biologically never had any children. But I thank God every single day that I got to know that man. That man is my grandfather. Through the DNA family tree, they found out that the man that they believe may possibly be my dad's biological father is still alive. And my mom connected to some of his cousins. My dad's completely in denial. He doesn't believe any of this. Like, he believes that my great grandfather or somebody, I don't know if it's my grandpa or my great grandpa or somebody, had like a secret life, a secret family or something. But I don't think he understands that even if he had like a secret life and everything, you would still biologically somehow be connected to him, and you're not. So I don't know if he doesn't understand that concept or what. But when my mom brought me the news that your grandfather was not your dad's dad, my heart just like went into my stomach, because I'm just like, but then right after I had that moment of like sadness and pain, I was like, you know what? No. That man has been in my life literally since the day I was born till the day that he died. He was my best friend. So, when my grandfather passed away, he passed away May 5th, 2016. My mom called me that day, and I picked up the phone. And I almost didn't, but I picked up the phone, and she said, "Are you sitting down?" And I said, "No." And she's like, "Well, maybe you should sit down." And I was like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "I have to tell you something." And I don't know what it was within me, but I said, "My grandpa died, didn't he?" Like, that's the only time she calls me to say, "I need to talk to you about something." It's usually someone has passed away. Because the call a couple years before that I got, that someone, she's like, "I have some bad news for you." And it was my other grandpa passed away. The one that my dad's biological mother married. So he would have been my dad's stepdad. My grandmother died last year in March. It's a sad time. But yeah, so I feel like, he was my grandpa. Like, he's my grampy. He's over my heart. Like, that man was the best man I ever met in my life. I never wanted for a damn thing in my life. But my aunt, my dad's sister, is a selfish lady. And when I tell you she's selfish, she's selfish. She marries for money. You want to know how badly this woman needed money? She went out and married our second cousin. Now that's gross. So, anyway. I thought I could get over the texture of these, and I can't. It's like a chocolate ball, but it's like... Anyway, so she gets on Facebook the day my grandpa died. It might have been the day after. Mind you, this woman Had not seen him since we were kids. Her kids are 30, 38, I believe is her oldest. And the last time that they seen my cousin was when she was like 6, maybe 9. So it'd been a long time. I'd literally just seen my grandpa the year before. I had gone there for a visit. I obviously didn't get there as much as I did when I was a kid because, I'm an adult now. I gotta work. I gotta pay bills. I don't. And my grandparents live like almost 5 hours from here. Well, my grandfather's no longer alive, but my grandma lives about 5 hours from here. So my aunt gets on Facebook, types out this whole thing. Pray for me, pray for my family, I lost my dad, I love him and miss him so much. Like, this big old thing. And mind you, this woman thrives on attention. So, I'm going through Facebook because I had posted, please pray for me and my family. My grandfather, my best friend, passed away today. My grandpa had a heart attack. He was supposed to get up and go to the eye doctor. He had stepped out to get the newspaper, and it looks like he literally stepped out, got the newspaper, came in, had a heart attack, and died right there. My grandma was sleeping. My grandma woke up and he was dead on the floor. And they said he died instantly. Like, he didn't suffer or anything. And so she's got this big old rant on Facebook about how much she loves him and misses him, and that's her dad, and this and that. Well, then I got on Facebook. And I'm like, thinking to myself, do you have self-control and leave it alone? Or do you speak up and say something? And I literally sat there for probably 10, 15 minutes, fighting the angel and the devil. Do you just let the attention seeker go and just let them live their life and be miserable and get all the attention they want? Or do you speak up and speak the truth? And I decided I've never once in my life held back. I've always spoke my mind. So I said, you know what? Fuck it. I got on there and I posted up this big old rant right on her page. And I don't remember what I said word for word, but I know what I said, because if I were to see it again today, I would say the same thing. I said, don't sit here and have these people feel fucking sorry for you when you haven't seen this man in over 30 years. That man was my best friend. I lost a part of me the day that man died. That man will always have a piece of my heart because he loved me and cared for me and comforted me up until the day that he died. I talked to my grandpa on a regular basis. I could not see him on a regular basis, but I talked to him on a regular basis. I said, do not sit here and let these people feel sorry for you when you did not give a fuck about him. In 30 years, you called him twice. Twice. So I had this big old rant, I probably called her a bitch and this and that, because in my mind, I was grieving. My heart was completely broken and shattered because I lost my best friend. And for someone to sit there and have people feeling sorry for her when she made no effort at all in this world to have anything to do with him. To sit there and claim how much you love him and cared about him and this and that. Where the fuck were you then? So, anyway, I made my my little rant, you know, and then I didn't even feel bad about it. Like, I really didn't, like, and I told my mom, like, I'm like, I might get shit for this, but this is what I did. And my mom's like, I don't blame you one bit, because everyone in my family would tell anyone I was his favorite. Like, when I was a kid and my grandma would be yelling at me because I did something wrong, he'd be like, come here, baby. And then he'd rub my back and he'd be like, don't let that old lady yell at you. You know, so I was a stinker, like, but he always comforted me. And that was when I found out that he was not biologically my grandfather. I said, you know what? That doesn't matter to me. Because that man kissed me, hugged me, bandaged my wounds, comforted me when I was scared or sad or upset or angry, calmed me down, you know, took me to the movies, did everything in his power to make sure that I was always happy. So at the end of the day, he may biologically not be my grandfather, but that man did more for me than any man in this world has ever done. And I had somebody ask me the other day, are you gay because something happened to you? No, I had the most amazing men in my life. Aside from my dad, I had awesome grandparents, like, awesome, you know, but my mom has been, you know, in contact with my dad's, like, biological family. At this point in time, I have no interest in it, just because I don't think emotionally I'm at that place where I'm ready to meet, like, a whole different family. The weekend of June 22nd, I guess my mom's gonna go there for someone's graduation. Apparently, that's, like, the time to meet everyone, but, you know, I did tell my mom, you know, go alone. Like, don't drag all of us through this with you. Like, you know, go check it out, see what you think, you know, then maybe later on, you know, we'll be more prepared to meet the family. But at this point, I'm content where I'm at. Like, I'm content not going through this little adventure she's going on. But yeah. So that's my adventure right now with DNA. I found out that my grandfather, that I thought was my grandfather for over 30 years, may not biologically be my grandfather, but at the end of the day, he is my grandfather, and may he rest in peace. May my grandparents, all of them, rest in peace, and I'm blessed and lucky to have known all of them for as long as I did. You know, I have a lot of people in my circle that lost their great grandparents before they were born or when they were really little. You know, I knew mine well into adulthood, so I thank God every day for that. You know, but as I end this video, I just want to say, make sure that the people that you love know that you love them. Make sure that if there's anything, I'm not talking about toxic people, because it's okay to end a toxic relationship, but if there's just something stupid or dumb that has caused you and someone you care about to stop talking or something like that, tomorrow is not promised to any of us. So do your part to make amends. Even if they don't want to fix things or anything, do everything in your power to make amends. And just remember, you know, I have a video that I'm actually planning out a video, which I never do, but I'm planning out a video just on mental health awareness, and just knowing that just because someone is standing in front of you and smiling doesn't mean they're happy. You know, just because they're, you know, the belle of the ball doesn't mean they're happy. You know, everyone is battling something you know nothing about. They may be smiling in your face. They may go home and cry alone in their bedroom. You don't know what anybody's fighting. So please, please, just go out and be kind. Spread kindness to the world. If someone is mean to you, turn the other cheek, walk away. I'm not saying turn the other cheek, let them slap you again. No, I'm saying turn the other cheek and just walk away. Don't feed into it. Because I noticed lately, with all the stuff going on at work and everything, I was feeding into it and I was letting it affect me mentally. And I need to get back on track. So yes, so everywhere that you go, spread kindness, spread love. because you never know what someone's battling. You never know if those kind words is going to save a life. So make sure to like and subscribe to my videos to see more videos. I'm thinking of doing a range of videos where it's not just ASMR, but like videos like this where we just sit and we talk. So make sure to leave a comment down below if you like videos like this. Make sure to like and subscribe for my 500 subscriber giveaway to get a chance at winning a Blue Yeti. Because I love mine. I feel like it just makes my videos like better quality as far as like my voice. Because I feel like my Apple, like the microphone on my actual phone, it's hard to hear me when like my phone's back here. So yeah. So make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye.